So, this is part 2. This is part 2. Sorry, I accidentally hit the video. Anyway, the bad part about this is that you would think that, I mean, every truck driver should be driving as safe as they possibly can. But of any of the drivers out here that are driving these big rigs, tankers that are driving caustic materials or flammable materials, they should be driving the safest way they possibly can. But in my opinion, some of the worst drivers I've seen out here, some of the worst drivers Dina, I think, has seen out here are tankers.
Tankers and livestock.
Tankers and bull haulers, livestocks, and probably
that's the one that's carrying the most dangerous.
And yeah, some of the most dangerous drivers out here are tanker drivers and livestock bull haulers, and then probably right down from them are flatbedders. And, you know, they just think that they can just wheel their way through this stuff. You know, that's probably the ones that, yeah, I don't know why they just think they can just whip right through shit. But I have no clue. But we've had more run-ins with these kind of trucks than any of them. So, anyway, that's our story. What else you want to talk about?
So, I need to ask you a question.
Me?
Yeah, you ready for my question?
Yep.
When you first started driving, what was the three things, maybe the three top things that maybe scared you the most, or stressed you the most, or maybe worried you the most about maybe the three biggest adjustments? I don't know. Three worst things about starting in your first year.
Three probably most stressful things of driving.
Yeah.
So probably the most stressful thing about driving, first one was that, well, the first thing they did is probably the best thing they could have done for me was they put us on a winter route, and we went from Kansas City to Bliss, Idaho 1 week, and the next week we'd go to Hagerstown, Maryland. So probably the best experience I probably could have had, but it was probably the most stressful first year of my driving. But that was definitely an experience. Winter driving.
Okay.
So, but I have to say that I had a very good trainer, very good partner to get me through a lot of stuff. The second thing, what was the second thing? Huh? Yeah, the second thing was getting used to the confinement of the truck. That was a big thing. You know, it's a big difference between when you're working out in society and working out in a big environment, and you can get out and walk around anytime you want, versus being in a truck for, you know, virtually 22 to 23 hours a day for 6 days, 5-6 days a week. So the confinement was definitely an adjustment. And then the third thing, what was it? You know, getting used to, what was the third thing? Winter driving, the confinement of the truck. And city driving. Getting used to driving in city with a big truck. Getting used to driving in the big cities and traffic with the big truck. That was a big thing. That scared the holy crap out of me. Driving through rush hour, through St. Louis and Indianapolis, and then, you know, driving through, you know, it got me prepared, actually, because actually the first week I did drive through Atlanta. The first week we went through, and I'll tell you what, driving through big cities, that's something you got to get used to the traffic. But like I said, I had a very quiet, very easygoing person, which is right there, that helped talk me through blizzards, mountains, traffic, the highway and byways and the traffic, and you know, you got to have somebody that's very calm, cool, collected, that can be there to train you, that can talk you through things. And that one right there is one hell of a trainer. And now I'm very confident driving through highways. I don't know about driving through winter weather, because I don't think anybody's confident about driving through winter weather. They just have to wing it, go slow, and do their thing.
That first week out, I didn't know. I was really kind of worried. I didn't know if she liked this stuff or not. She was like this.
I white knuckled it, didn't I?
You weren't really white knuckling. It was just like you were like
I was zombing.
She was like, I can't believe I'm doing this. I don't know if I can do this. I didn't say very much to her because I was trying to assess what she was thinking. And I was just sitting over there observing, because I'm a teacher, number one. That's what we do. We just sit back and watch, trying to figure out what's going on with the student. She was like this, and she'd get out of the truck, and she was still just walking like she was under some kind of spell. And I was like, oh, I don't know if she's going to be able to do this or not. I just don't know. But by the end of the week, I noticed that she would actually, like, take her hand off the wheel to scratch her arm. I'm sure the first 4 days that arm just itched, because she wasn't moving that hand off that steering wheel. But I thought, okay, she's beginning to relax now. And then she would start actually having a conversation. She didn't talk to me for 3 days, because it was like this. And I could tell she was highly stressed. And I just didn't know. I just didn't know if she was liking it or not. She turned out to be a hell of a driver.
One thing you got to understand is that when you go through driving school, all they do is teach you to pass the test. They teach you backup maneuvers, that really you hardly ever use out on this road. They don't teach you how to back into a trailer, hook up. They don't teach you any of that. They don't teach you how to use your braking systems. They don't teach you nothing other than how to pass the CDL test. And when you get into, I got probably maybe an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours of drive time on the highway before I got out on this road to drive. So it to come out here and go from an hour and a half of drive time from a CDL school to being expected to drive 500 to 600 miles in a day was a big ask. And I think my first couple of days, I think I did maybe 400 or 500 miles. I think I was able to do it.
Oh, you did over 500.
I did pretty well. I was exhausted. I was definitely exhausted.
It takes a while to build up your stamina.
But, I mean, her and I, it didn't take very long that, we match each other. We definitely are able to even out our mileage. I think her biggest worry was whether or not I was going to be able to sleep in the back of the sleeper. I don't have the problem. She was worried that I was going to not be able to adjust to sleep in the back of the sleeper. I don't have the problem. When we first got back in here, we had both the boys, both the boxers, Tonker and Trace, and it was two of us. And like I said, I just gotten out of the school, so it was a big adjustment. The confinement was overwhelming to drive and have two dogs here and another person here and not be distracted. So it was very hard, but like I said, that one there was a big help. I don't know if I could have done it had I not had her there. We had a couple of iffy moments the first couple of weeks, didn't we? It was.
She thought it was iffy. I didn't see.
Well, I mean, there was times. I'll admit there was times in my mind it was like, I don't know if I can do this, but because it was just like things got overwhelming at times. But I'll tell you what, that one day going up over Happy Jack Mountain during a damn blizzard.
That was one of the times she said, I don't know if I can do this. I said, you can do it. Just let it go. Easy on the brake.
When you couldn't see the lines of the road.
So hold on just a minute, let me get my seatbelt on. Okay, now just let it go.
Don't be offended, she said, don't be offended, I put my seatbelt on. I said, put your seatbelt on, honey.
Hey, don't let this offend you. It ain't nothing about you. I've been in a wreck over here on this mountain.
It's dark 30, and you can't see nothing but one little spot. See those little white lines right there? All you're seeing is the first or second white line, and you ain't seeing nothing else but white blizzard, blowing snow, right, baby?
It's like you're going into a wall of snow. That's all you're seeing is just a wall of snow.
And it's blowing to the right, and you ain't seeing nothing else.
Something else.
And all you doing is going uphill, and the next thing you do is going downhill.
Them ground glitches ain't no joke.
Let me tell you what, all I'm grateful for is that I had gone pee-pee not too far before we started it. Because let me tell you what, I probably needed a diaper.
I'm glad I didn't need to go because I wasn't getting out of that seatbelt.
I probably would have needed a diaper. Because that was one scary ass friggin' time. And I'd only been driving, what, a couple of weeks?
Yeah, maybe a little more than that, but it don't matter. When you hit that first one, it still feels like you had never been on it.
Woo! Anyway, but anybody that started off driving, if you don't have a trainer that can be calm, cool, and collected with you and talk you through the hard times, anybody that doesn't have a trainer that will immediately get up with you when you need their help and not have a problem with that, you need to get you a new trainer. You need to get you somebody new, because for the first couple of months of your driving life, you have to have somebody on your side. And if you don't, get somebody new, because I'll tell you what, you have to have somebody there. You got to have somebody there, because you can't go out there green and not have somebody that yells at you or puts you down or demeans you or demoralizes you. Because these training schools out here, they're not out there to babysit you. They're not out there to do anything but get you through that school, because they don't put you out there, they don't train you for the real life of driving on this road.
Yeah, but even after you get turned loose from a trainer, our situation's different because we were going to stay on the road together. But even after you get turned loose from your trainer, that first year of being out there on your own,
Yeah.
that shit's scary.
Yeah.
You know, one of the hardest things that for me was I went with a company where we didn't go from terminal to terminal like we do with FedEx. We went to different consignees and different shippers, and I had to figure out where I was going. And some of these places we went down roads that trucks didn't belong on. And I had to figure out where I was going, and that shit's scary when you're out there on your own and you don't know. You don't even know what. You're just trying to get used to driving a big truck, and you're going down a road that the truck don't have no business on to begin with. But you got to go down that road to get to where you're going to deliver. To me, that was unnerving. So, I mean, there's a lot to that first year. There's a lot. That first year is just hard.
And that is one thing that is the first thing she told me, is that the first year is going to be the hardest year. And if you get through the first year, it's going to get easier from there. And she was exactly right. The first year will be the hardest year to get through. And she is right.
And it takes about a year. It's about a year for you to go through all the things. You know, because every day it changes. Every day we get under a different scenario, we get into different situations for you to learn how to get yourself through those things.
Right.
And to know, hey, can I do this? Can I do that? What's right? What's the right way to do it? What's the best way to do it?
And I'm still learning.
Yeah, I mean, well, I do too. I mean, every day. Maybe that didn't work so good this time, so we got to figure out something else. I'm still trying to figure out how the best way is for us to run these routes most efficiently. You know, as far as run time and getting in there so we don't have to wait quite so long at these terminals when their sorts come out. And challenge, you know. But you're always able to learn. I don't care who you are or what job you do. That's the difference between a professional driver and a master trucker. Because you can always be trying to learn something.
And the nice thing is that she actually listens to me too when I suggest stuff. You know, we work very, very well together. Even though she's a more senior driver than I am, if I suggest something, she'll listen to me about stuff, and you know, we do things together. I drove a cab for 10 years before I did this. I'm not stupid when it comes to certain things, and you know, we work well together. We do things together. She's not what do they call it, closed-minded when it comes to suggestions about certain things, and that's just exactly what it is. She is a professional driver. She's not a master driver, and I'm not a master driver either. I'm not a professional driver yet either. So I'm getting there, but we work well together.
This right here is always fun. Is for new drivers. Wide loads right here are fun.
Oh yeah, this is always fun. You better know where you're at. You better know where your trailer is and how close you are. We got one time coming in through Wyoming.
That took my mirror off. It sounded like a panic going off. Can you come by here and swap this mirror? Made me sit straight up.
Or what? Yeah. That was the same day that was the
same week we lost the other mirror.
Yep. That was the next morning.
Yep.
That's a day for another story. Anyway, we'll tell you those.
I was just telling Truckn'S about that last night on the phone.
Told her about me and you.
Us losing both mirrors in 1 week.
Yeah. Anyway, we're gonna let you go. We're getting ready to get in here and get us some McDonald's and go in and get our load and head out.
1200.
Yep. Go to Manchester, Tennessee and get out of here and go home. We'll see y'all later. Double Truckin'. Subscribe. Hit the like button.
Comment down there. Let us know you subscribe. Keep this thing going.
Say bye-bye.